Every time I hang up with the boss, I smash my phone. It's protocol. I only eat fast food. When ordering, I never make eye contact with anyone. I always set an alarm before sleeping, never more than 30 minutes. My name is Michael. I'm a professional hitman, but this job went wrong. As I aimed at the target, a beautiful woman stepped into my scope. I took a second look. My heart rate spiked. I steadied my breathing, reacquired the target. Once my pulse normalized, I pulled the trigger.
Simple.
The woman suddenly moved, taking the bullet.
Fuck.
I tried for a follow-up shot, but the bodyguards had already drawn the curtains. Mission failed. I quickly packed up, collected the shell casing, threw on my helmet, and bolted downstairs. I took the back roads to escape, better for staying off the radar. Spotting a garbage truck by the curb, I tossed my gun bag into it. At the convenience store bathroom, I stripped down and scrubbed myself thoroughly.
Nitro.
Then changed into tourist clothes. Before leaving, I sprayed cologne on the sink to cover my tracks, then caught a cab straight to the airport. Going through security, a K9 at the entrance locked eyes with me. I got worried. I went to the restroom, cleaned myself completely again. When your life's on the line, you don't take chances. While checking in for my flight, the boss called.
How could this happen? It's unprecedented.
It happened.
Is that what you suggest I inform the client? It happened. This is a problem. Obviously, it's a fucking problem, to say the least. The window of opportunity's closed now for who knows how long. Oh, Jesus. I'll offer to make it right as soon as humanly possible. I'll tell them we'll do whatever's necessary. You let me know the moment you're...
After hanging up, I pulled out the SIM card, stomped it to pieces. On board, I stayed alert to everything around me. Soon, noticed a guy in sunglasses, watching me constantly. I immediately changed my flight, checked into an airport hotel. I ordered a big dinner, but I wasn't actually hungry. I needed a weapon. I wedged a drinking glass against the door handle, propped a plate lid underneath. Makeshift alarm system complete, kept the steak knife within reach. Next morning, I checked my surroundings. Sunglasses guy was gone. Relieved, I resumed my journey, successfully boarded, and reached my destination. On the drive back, I changed routes multiple times, circling half the city. Finally pulled up to a secluded villa in the suburbs. Right at the entrance, I spotted 2 suspicious footprints on the ground, cigarette butts scattered nearby. I drew my gun instantly, charged the house, burst through the door, clearing every corner. Empty. The place was destroyed. Blood everywhere. I dialed my wife, found out she'd been seriously hurt. When I got to the hospital, she was lying there in bad shape. Her brother told me what went down.
Came for you, and they weren't about to leave a witness.
Marcus, listen very carefully. I promise, I swear to you, nothing like this will ever be allowed to happen again.
Once she was settled, I went back home, pulled my gear from the vault. Whoever's behind this doesn't matter. They crossed a line, went after my family. They're not walking away from this. I walked into my boss's office, nail gun in hand.
In years. The fuck? That's just juvenile.
I was here for 2 things, to avenge my wife and to find out the truth. I forced him to give up the identity of the hitman who hurt my wife, but he said all the information was on the computer I'd just smashed to pieces.
You'll drown slowly, and I'll dispose of you.
I watched him collapse to the floor in agony and laid down some newspaper underneath to keep the blood from spreading. As I watched him choke to death, I didn't feel a shred of remorse. I went into the bathroom and found his assistant. She was huddled in the corner, eyes pleading with me. She begged me to make it look like an accident. I didn't answer, just silently untied her ropes. I grabbed the trash bin with the body inside, and the secretary and I took the elevator down together. The secretary and I went back to her place. With her help, I quickly found the order card with my name on it. Following this lead, I tracked down not only the hitman's address, but also information about the person who hired him. Once I had what I needed, I caught the secretary off guard and snapped her neck in one quick motion. This way, it would look like an accidental fall. I drove to Florida. Following the address on the card, I tracked down the hitman. I parked nearby and started planning my move for tonight. I went to the supermarket and picked up what I needed for the job. That night, I made my move. Before I could even get close, a pit bull came charging at me, barking like crazy. I fed it some beef laced with sleeping pills. Once it was out cold, carefully slipped into the yard. The second I stepped inside, a dark figure lunged at me. The attack came out of nowhere, fast and brutal. I'd let my guard down and got caught off balance, but my skills clearly outmatched his. We traded blows back and forth. Luckily, I grabbed the gun off the floor and took him out before he could rush me again. When it was done, I tossed a Molotov cocktail into the house to make it look like an accident. With the hitman dealt with, it was time to pay a visit to the client. Following the address on the card, I headed to Chicago. This guy had money, status, and a public profile. He lived in a high-security luxury apartment building. Not an easy target, but I wasn't about to back down. I tailed Crayburn to his gym. As I passed the security guard, I lifted the electronic key from his belt. Then, I went to the locker room, used the key to open Crayburn's locker, and fished out his access card from his clothes. I quickly made a copy. With the access card, I slipped into the apartment and appeared in front of Crayburn without making a sound. He looked shocked when he saw me.
Who the fuck? How did you...
But he didn't recognize me. Figured I was just after his money. When I pulled out the card with his name on it, Crayburn understood everything in an instant. Crayburn said he hadn't thought twice about the botched hit. My boss had reached out to him first, suggesting he buy some insurance to avoid any trouble. That's why he'd paid the $150,000 cleanup fee. He had no idea what happened after that.
What I'm trying to say here, and I can't express this strongly enough, I have no issue with you. Zero. As far as I'm concerned, we're good.
Once I knew the whole truth, I didn't push any further. I turned to leave. I trusted that Crayburn wasn't stupid enough to mess with a hitman who could walk into his place anytime. With all the threats eliminated, I went home and lived happily ever after with my wife.